negotiating a long-term contract extension after seemingly outplaying his rookie deal. However, there apparently hasn't been any progress made on that front between the former #1 overall pick in Cleveland. According to The Athletic, the Browns could have concerns about entering into an expensive long-term extension with Mayfield, but picking up the fifth-year option looks like a formality. The team could then evaluate Mayfield over the next year or longer if a palatable extension remained elusive. That was hard to say for me. Okay, Shannon, will the Browns sign Baker long-term?
Well, they should be in no rush because Baker Mayfield isn't the guy that's, Jenny read that he's outperformed. But no, he hasn't. Just pick up the fifth-year option, evaluate him after this year. Patrick Mahomes outperformed his rookie contract. Deshaun Watson outperformed his rookie contract. Let's just take the guys that he got drafted with. He's in the same draft class as Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen up in Buffalo. Of those three, Baker Mayfield is not the best. He's not. One guy's gone to the playoffs 3 times. Lamar Jackson has gone to the playoffs all 3 years he's been in Baltimore. Josh Allen, the last 2 years. Lamar has 30 wins, 7 losses. Baker Mayfield has 23 wins, 22 losses. So Lamar has 7 more wins with 15 fewer losses. Josh Allen has 5 more wins with 7 fewer losses. Now, Baker has more passing yards, but Lamar is more than just passing. Lamar has 7,000 passing yards, but he probably has another, 3,000 yards rushing. So he's a combination. And Josh Allen, I don't think anybody thinks that Baker Mayfield is better than Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. So for me, Skip, and what we've seen, what scared people is that when the Rams did what they did with Goff and what the Eagles did what they did with Wentz, and neither one of those guys are currently on the team that gave them that money. So I think that scared us like, you know what, we're going to wait. We don't really need to do this thing with 2 years, 2 years out. Let's go to that 4th year. Let's see how he performs. Because, Skip, you see where it is now. $40 million. Dak just got 40. So, the next contract going to be, 41, 42? Dak got 126 guaranteed? Next contract going to 130, 135, 140 guaranteed? So the Browns will say, nah, we're not in a rush. We're going to see this thing through 1 more year. We'll pick up that 5th-year option, and then we'll go from there.
So, what did the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe repeatedly beat on me and tell me? Why didn't Jerry Jones sign Dak when he should have? He waited too long, and look what it cost him.
Skip,
that's all I heard from you for like 2 years.
Skip, but the problem is that you had a 4th year and a 5th-year option. Dak had no option because he wasn't a first-round pick, so you couldn't put an option on him.
But you kept saying, pay me now, pay me later, and they had to pay through the nose later.
Right.
So why wouldn't you go ahead and try to work a deal right now that would be more palatable long-term with Baker than if you wait and do the 5th-year option and let him play it out?
No, I'm not going to skip. I'm going to do it after the 4th year. I'm just going to pick up the 5th-year option as a formality. No, he's not going to play on the 5th year. He's not going to play on that 5th-year contract. This is his 4th year. Okay. So he plays this year. So he'll be going into his 5th-year option.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do something after this year.
Okay, but you told me sooner than later.
Yes, it'll be sooner. Because, Skip, the thing is, the contract wouldn't actually kick in until 2023. Okay. Because the 5th-year, he'll be playing on the 5th-year option, even though he has the long-term security moving forward.
So, going into Baker's draft, I told you Baker will be the best quarterback in that draft. You said Sam Darnold would be, and we locked horns on that one. And it was a shock to everybody that Cleveland took Baker first.
Right.
Because most people had maybe inked in Sam Darnold to go at least higher than Baker Mayfield, right?
Yeah.
Baker seemed to be the 3rd quarterback or whatever. I'm going to dig in on this one, and I'm going to say long-term, Baker will prove to be the best quarterback in that draft. Better than Josh and a little better than Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
The problem that Baker had was he did too many commercials too early. He gained a little too much weight too early. He got a little too full of himself too early. And he had a clown show of head coaches and coordinators for 2 years. For 2 long years, he had 3 head coaches and 3 different coordinators just for his first 2 years in the National Football League. As you well know, that is hard to overcome because it's one thing after another. And just when you think you're comfortable with this scheme, all of a sudden, the whole direction changes in the franchise. And you're never sure from day to day who's in charge, who's going to be fired tomorrow. And all of a sudden, They hit on somebody. They got Kevin Stefanski to come in and to really be both.
Right.
He's the head coach and he's the coordinator. Alex Van Pelt's the quarterback coach. Right. But again, Stefanski is in charge, and he finally brought Baker some trustable structure last year, and it started to take off. And I told you Odell was not a great fit with Baker because Baker he idolizes Odell. He socializes with Odell.
I don't know if that's the case, Skip. I think the thing is that Odell needs to go somewhere where the quarterback is bigger than he is.
Okay, that's fine too. Whatever. But I watched Baker game after game try to get the ball to Odell. His first read in his head was Odell, even if he weren't primary, because I got to get him the ball. Got to get him the ball. To his detriment, where you get so Odell-centric that you start to neglect the other weapons you have, like a Rashard Higgins, who he loves to throw to him, and he's open.
Right.
He's going to get singled every play because of Jarvis and Odell.
Right.
So once Odell, I'm knocking on wood for him. I hope he comes back because I don't even like to talk about it.
Yeah, he'll come back. We're going somewhere else, though.
Well, he got hurt. It was, what, week 7 against Cincinnati. And all of a sudden, Baker took off. And he went 8-3 down the stretch. But more important, he threw 19 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. 19-2 is pretty good.
I want to know, what role did Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt play in that?
Well, obviously, they got talent.
So you want me to give a guy 135, 140 million guaranteed?
What do you tell me? I'm going to turn the argument around on you now. You told me day after day after day, it's the price of doing business in the National Football League.
That's the price now.
Well, that's what you told me. You said, Dak Prescott cost this because that's what it costs to have a franchise quarterback today.
But Dak is not going to be turning around handing the ball off 300-plus times to the running backs either.
Well, he should be, because he's got the highest-paid running back in pro football.
Well, you got the highest-paid quarterback currently in football.
Yes, we do. And how did that happen? Jerry got backed into a corner. And again, Dak, he was lucky not to start off 0-4 last year, but he got every break, so to speak, even though he got hurt and was career-threatening.
He got
I got it, but after that, they finished 6-10. So it wasn't like Andy Dalton took over. It wasn't like suddenly Anthony DiNucci.
But you said if Dak had played the whole season, you'd believe they'd have won the division.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, so they wouldn't have won the division?
I don't think so. Not the way they got off. Well, where was it trending? Did they not steal the Atlanta game?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if they hadn't, they'd be 0-4 with Dak going into the Giants game.
They stole the Giants game, too.
Okay, well, they were down 17-3 while Dak was still upright in that game.
Yeah.
And they came back, but then it took 2 late bombs from Andy Dalton to save the day in that game.
Right.
Okay, and Andy Dalton had his moments, but remember, he got concussed and then he got COVID. Well, it all broke right for all of a sudden Dak became an incredibly sympathetic figure, and Jerry was up against it because Jerry's talking about his mortality, and he's starting to think, do I want to trade up and try to draft one of those quarterbacks and just start over and not know for sure? I got a bird in the hand. I got a guy who's made 2 Pro Bowls and won me 2 divisions.
You said moving forward, you take Baker. As we sit here right now, where does Baker rank among those 3 quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen? Baker Mayfield.
Where does he rank?
Yeah.
Well, I only have a body of work that really started in week 7 last year.
No, you got a body of work. He's been a starter for 3 years.
I just told you it was a clown show with head coaches and coordinators. I'm dismissing all of it. It is irrelevant to me what happened in the first two and a half years.
Well, it was a clown show. He was an entertainer in the clown show, so he got to get Skip. He got to get some responsibility to blame.
He lost some weight last year, which he needed to lose.
Okay.
And he finally started living up to all those commercials that he did.
I get all of that. But as we sit here, where would you rank these 3 quarterbacks? Where is Baker Mayfield ranked among Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen? 3rd.
Okay.
I do it for you. 3rd.
Okay. Well, he's going to be first.
No, he's not.
When all is said and done. All is said and done. Where's Sam Darnold going to be? 4th. Maybe. There may be somebody else in there I'm forgetting.
Josh
5th.
Josh Rosen.
Okay.
So after this year, Baker is better than Josh Allen and Lamar after this year?
Yep. Starting from this point forward. He's got a real head coach and a real coordinator, and they are the same man. And he impressed me last year. And obviously, he is surrounded with nice supporting cast, a very good offensive line, and he's got weapons, and he's got 2 running back weapons. I got that. But he will rise and shine and live up to all of the above. They made the playoffs last year. They won a playoff game.
Ravens do that all the time.
Okay.
With Lamar.
Well, obviously,
with
they have tradition. Do the Browns have tradition?
Yeah,
They have none.
Y'all traditionally lose.
That's what I mean.
And with those uniforms that look like that, that's what exactly should happen. What about Josh Allen? Josh Allen finished second in MVP.
Okay, and what?
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
He gonna get better too.
Did Stephon Diggs not change Josh Allen's life last year? You better believe
Skip,
he
y'all
did.
look at all the receivers you got. You named Higgins and you named all Jarvis and Njoku and Hooper and Bryant and all those guys. You got the best offensive line in football.
I got it.
So ain't no excuse.
I saw a real quarterback
Super
over the
Bowl?
last 11 games.
Oh, so Browns winning the division?
I didn't say that.
What? No,
I told you on paper they're the best team right
I didn't know no paper.
Yeah. Well, I got to see who drafts whom. What's coming. The Ravens need to get a lot better in the draft.
Skip.
There are a bunch of good receivers in the draft. Let's see if they land one.
They can draft 2 lions and a llama. You say Baker Mayfield the best quarterback, so he should be able to bring it home.
Well, he's about to bring it home. I definitely think they're a Super Bowl contender in the AFC. I told you that the other day. Look how they shored up the defense. Look at John Johnson III. My God.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Baker's in a good spot now. It went from hell to heaven.
They're the Browns.
Yep.
The Browns. Think about it. Browns Super Bowl. When have you ever heard somebody say that? When have you ever heard Browns Super Bowl contenders? When have you ever heard somebody say that?
When a guy named Jim Brown played for him, right?